Hello. I'm recording this video from my office as an introduction to some material that I want to share with you for the class that I'll be missing while I am attending a meeting of the Association of Southern Baptist Colleges and Universities. This has been a little bit of an unusual term for me in relationship to my travel schedule. I've had to miss class and also had to miss one of the Adol 635 classes due to some inclement weather I experienced during a trip to Virginia Beach while I was doing some work for the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools. But at any rate, I want to provide this to you as a fill-in for the class that I'll be missing. I want to provide you with these video clips related directly to the involvement of the federal government in education. I'm providing you with 3 clips. Total viewing time for these 3 clips is 67 minutes. So you can watch them all at once or you can break them up any way you want to. But prior to our next Illuminate Live session, I want you to have viewed these videotapes. And I'll give you some guidelines as to what the content really is and what perspective we should be viewing it from. The first clip is an interview with Secretary of Education Arne Duncan on the CBS News program Face the Nation. Secretary Duncan outlines the plans and the overall objectives of the Obama administration related to education, and it serves as an introductory interview to President Obama's much publicized and quite controversial address to the nation's school children, which took place a couple of days following this interview. Secretary Duncan's interview was conducted on September 6th, 2009. And the President's address to the nation's school children took place on September 8th, 2009. So I want you to watch these in the proper sequence, and I think it will be quite enlightening for you. The third video clip is a more recent address given by President Obama related to education in America. This took place on March the 8th, 2011. And it was an address from Boston, and I want you to watch it to get a little more current perspective on the administration's involvement. You know, the Founding Fathers had no way of knowing exactly where this nation would go in regards to its involvement in things such as education. The Constitution does not speak directly to this, to education specifically, but it does emphasize limited involvement of the federal government in most all things. So I think we can assume that the original intent was limited involvement by the federal government and local control of our school systems. So this is how we will frame our discussion related to this. And for those of you in ADOL 630, I want you to view it with this question in mind. As an administrator, how do messages like the ones you see in this videotape help to support the work that you're trying to do? Think of it in those terms. And for those of you in ADOL 635, I want you to watch it with this question in mind. How do messages like these shape the public opinion that we deal with related to education? I guess the real question is, are they helpful? Are they not helpful? Would we much rather the federal government be involved only in providing funding with limited control? Or do we see the control as something that is essential and necessary, or really is it a hindrance to what we do? So watch it from those 2 perspectives. Some of you are taking both classes, so in essence I guess you've lucked out, but I do want you to watch it keeping the proper perspective in mind, because this is how we will frame our discussion. Our next Illuminate Live sessions will take up the topic of the involvement of the federal government in education. And our next session for ADOL 630 will be conducted on Monday, June 13th at 8 p.m. And for ADOL 635, it will be conducted on Tuesday, June 14th. So I look forward to being with you at that time and picking up our discussion. Again, your normally assigned work is due as the calendar prescribes, and I want to take this opportunity to thank you for your good work and your attention to detail in meeting the deadlines. I think we're going along quite well, and I appreciate your understanding as we've had to do things in a little unusual manner. As always, I'm available for you. Please feel free to contact me by email, by text, by telephone, and I'll be more than glad to respond to you just as rapidly as I can. I always have my cell phone with me, so I'm available to you at any time. So enjoy the video. Contact me if you have any questions, and I'll look forward to being with you during our next Illuminate Live session.